Anthropic told the world their most powerful model was too dangerous to release.
So they gave it to the NSA.
Not the Pentagon, not the military broadly, the NSA specifically.
The agency that breaks into things.
Dario Amodei left OpenAI specifically because he thought they were moving too fast. The company he built after that, Anthropic, was supposed to be the proof that you could do this differently.
And then they put engineers inside the NSA?
Not to consult, not to advise on safety guardrails, to help run offensive cyber operations against China and Iran.
Which means Mythos, the model they decided was too dangerous to let a doctor or a journalist use, is apparently fine for signals intelligence and cyber war.
The Pentagon as a whole is still banned from using Anthropic's AI. That ban is current. The NSA got carved out specifically.
So the logic isn't this model is too dangerous. The logic is this model is too dangerous for most people. There's a list of who gets it, and the NSA is on the list.
And there's a version of that argument that makes sense. Governments have always had access to capabilities that civilians don't. Nuclear material, certain weapons systems, surveillance tools, that's not new.
But Anthropic isn't a defense contractor. They've spent years carefully positioning themselves as the responsible alternative, the company that would rather leave money on the table than cause harm.
The tension is that those two things might actually both be true. You can believe AI is genuinely dangerous, and also believe the NSA having it is better than China developing it first without any American counterpart in the field.
And once you've made that argument, every other lab has cover to make it too.
Because not safe apparently has a threshold, and the threshold is somewhere below offensive cyber operations against nation-states.
Anthropic's engineers are in the building. They're not watching from outside. They're there to make it work.
Which is a level of involvement that's hard to categorize as anything other than choosing a side.
And every other AI lab is watching this, because if Anthropic, the safety company, can thread this needle, can be the responsible actor and the government weapon in the same breath, then the question of where any of these models actually end up stops being hypothetical.
The NSA didn't build a relationship with the most cautious AI company in the world by accident.
Something else found today, and this one took 50 years to hear.
There's a supermassive black hole sitting at the center of our galaxy, 4 million times the mass of our sun, and by the standards of most black holes, it barely eats anything. Most of what drifts toward it just doesn't get consumed. Astronomers call it starving.
And for 50 years, the question has been whether something that quiet could still have an effect on the galaxy around it.
The answer is yes, definitively yes. What they found is a wind, actual material being blown outward from the black hole into the surrounding galaxy. Not light, not radiation, matter moving.
Which matters because black holes are usually thought of as things that pull. The fact that this one is also pushing, even while barely eating, changes the picture of what it's doing to us, to our galaxy.
And when the research team finally saw it in the data, one of them just said, there it is. 50 years of searching, and the reaction is 4 words.
That's the thing about a result you've been waiting for that long. You don't celebrate, you just recognize it.
The wind they detected is moving at roughly 6.7 million miles per hour from something we'd been calling quiet.
Every galaxy we study at a distance, we can see the black hole at its center shaping everything around it, heating gas, redirecting material, influencing which stars form and where. We've assumed our own galactic center works the same way. Now there's actual evidence it does.
We've been living inside this system our entire existence as a species, and we're only now confirming what it's actually doing to the space around it. Something else spent 50 years hiding, except this one's inside the software running on your phone right now. A 0-day is a software vulnerability that nobody knows about yet. No patch exists, no defense exists, and anyone who finds it first can use it however they want, to break into systems, steal data, or cause damage. There's one that sat hidden inside FFmpeg since 2003, for 23 years.
FFmpeg is the software that handles video and audio encoding on basically everything. Your browser, streaming platforms, video editing tools. That bug sat there for 23 years.
And an AI found it. along with 20 more, 21 previously unknown vulnerabilities in total. Total compute cost? About $1,000.
A skilled security team doing that work manually would have taken months, probably longer. The AI did it in what amounts to a long weekend at cloud rates.
That part is genuinely impressive. But then Google patched 429 security holes in Chrome in a single release, which is a record.
429.
And the reason the number is that high is partly because AI tools are now submitting bug reports to Google's bounty program faster than humans ever could. So you have more vulnerabilities being found, more reports being filed, more patches being pushed.
Which on paper sounds like the system working. Security researchers find bugs, companies fix them, everyone's safer. Except the same capability that lets a defensive AI find a bug for $1,000 lets an offensive one do the same thing. The cost of finding exploitable vulnerabilities just collapsed for everyone.
And the 23-year-old bug in FFmpeg, the reason it mattered isn't just that it was old, it's that it was in software so widely embedded that most people running it don't even know they're running it. The question isn't really whether AI finds more bugs, it's whether the people patching them are moving faster than the people using them. And right now, nobody actually knows which side that race is going.
JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citi are building their own stablecoin. A stablecoin is a digital currency pegged to the dollar. It moves instantly around the clock, no waiting for banks to open. The banks spent years watching crypto eat into that space, and now they want back in on their own terms.
Which is basically them saying, if money's going to move on a blockchain, it's going to move on our blockchain.
The pitch is that bank deposits stay inside the traditional financial system, just running on infrastructure that actually works at 2 a.m. on a Sunday.
The question nobody's answered yet is whether people trust Wall Street-issued digital dollars more or less than the ones crypto already made.
Which is the only question that matters. The pipes are solvable. Trust isn't an engineering problem.
2/3 of the 809 new AI data centers being built in the U.S. right now are going up in places already running short on water.
And a single large data center can consume up to 5 million gallons of water a day. That's the same as a town of 50,000 people just to cool the servers.
The U.S. is also in its most widespread spring drought on record, so this isn't a future problem.
These two lines are crossing right now. The permits are already approved, the construction is already underway.
And the data centers don't move once you build them.
Some free apps are renting out your home internet connection while you sleep, and not just your phone, your smart TV.
A smart TV is just a small computer running software you didn't write and probably never read the terms on.
The SDK, a software kit developers drop into apps that can run code you never see. Doing this on iOS apparently bypasses VPNs, so the privacy tool most people think is protecting them isn't doing anything here.
The apps aren't hiding it exactly. It's buried in the terms of service. Free app, you're the infrastructure.
AI companies need enormous amounts of web data to train on, and someone has to scrape it. Turns out that someone might be your television.
Tomorrow's already full.
It usually is by this point in the day.
Anthropic's engineers are inside the NSA tonight.
And every other AI lab is watching to see what that means for them.
We'll be back. Singularity Pulse is for informational purposes only. Nothing here is financial, legal, or professional advice. Views expressed are our own.
I'm Knox. Every Saturday on Pulse Deep Dive, one story told in acts. This season, how AI happened, who really invented the internet, and going back to the moon 53 years later. New chapter every Saturday. Find it wherever you listen.
Origins is a different kind of show. Every Sunday, we investigate the forces that shape the modern world. The geography, the science, the commerce, the decisions made centuries ago that are still playing out today. Find it wherever you listen to this podcast.